quick word. No, this is not the long-form landscape phone show returning, but one company is utterly defying the rest of the phone industry in how phones are designed, manufactured, supported, repaired. So every few years I want to give this company, Fairphone, a bit of a shout out. This is their latest 2026 Fairphone 6 Plus. Enjoy. The main thing you need to know about this, the Fairphone 6 Plus, brand new, isn't the usual USP, the hyper repairability, the fair trade manufacturing, or the long software support. I'll come to those later. For their 2026 phone, Fairphone addressed the single biggest pain point of the original 6 from 2025, RAM. You see, it shipped with 8 gig of RAM, which was fine for Android 14 and 15, and in theory for 16, part of the promised update plan. But on Fairphone, shall we say, less optimized build of Android, they only have a small software team after all. 8 gig has been shown to struggle, leading to app shutdowns and restarts. By the way, people always complain that their phone doesn't get enough OS upgrades, and then they also always complain that after such an upgrade, the hardware doesn't run as well as it used to. This is why I just limit every phone to say 3 OS upgrades maximum, but 5, 6 or 7 years of security updates. Rant over. So given that we're in the middle of a RAM crisis in the tech world, I'm very impressed that the 6 Plus has 12 gigabytes of RAM. 12 gig should keep the 6 Plus running sweetly through Android 17, 18 and 19 at least. Mind you, while Fairphone has sourced the RAM, well done, it's kind of charging for it. The 6 Plus is £570. And I know you're paying for eco-friendliness, the investment in the future, and the kindness to supply chain workers across the world, but you are also paying for the RAM as well. It's worth it though. And all Gen 6 models also start at 256 gigabytes of storage, plus micro SD expansion up to 2 terabytes. So thumbs up for all that. Elsewhere, apart from this new cobalt blue colour paying homage to the fair trade cobalt miners in the DRC, the phone is very similar to the 6 with just a processor bump to the Snapdragon 7S Gen 4. The back comes off with a twiddle of a Torx T5 screwdriver, not included in the standard box note, and the 4,415 mAh battery is out and replaced within about a minute with practice. Or continue to pop off panels and remove the USB port, any of the 3 cameras, either of the speakers, and of course the 1080p 120Hz AMOLED display, which is only 8 screws and a connector spudge from detaching and replacement as well, for under £100, which is impressive. Now, back in the day with Nokias and Samsungs, or even older Fairphones like the 5, it was practical to keep a fully charged spare battery in a pocket. But having to dig out a specialist screwdriver is enough of an impediment that battery changes here are maybe saved for a few years down the line when capacity is dipped. As I showed in my unboxing video of the reviewer's kit, there are alternative backplates. I rather like this, this finger loop version with its neoprene adjustable strap that also doubles as a kickstand. But the standard flat back, or indeed the wallet back, are only a few T5 twiddles away. As a day-to-day phone, 12 gigabytes does indeed make this 6 Plus fly, and it's a great Android 16 experience. Flying around the UI and apps is very much flagship level, very Pixel-like in terms of no bloat and all the Google services. But the hardware used does have compromises, mainly driven by price, since Fairphone hasn't got the buying power or budget to buy in the best components. The 6.3-inch OLED screen is good and has lovely colours, but the display struggles outdoors compared to Apple and Samsung flagships. Understandable at the price. The stereo speakers are disappointingly unbalanced and very average. Surely those higher quality speakers with tiny internal polystyrene balls should be standard now in 2026 in mid-range phones. And before you ask, Fairphone dropped a 3.5mm headphone jack for the Fairphone 4 5 years ago. It still annoys me that a phone series that claims to be different and doesn't need absolute waterproofing doesn't have a headphone jack. Talking of which, being only IP55 for dust and water, so okay in rain, but not much more, seems like another compromise, and indeed an accidental dunk should cause failure. But I'll give Fairphone a pass, because if the phone does get briefly dunked, then you can literally dismantle it in about 5 minutes and dry all the modules in the airing cupboard, and it should survive. The main camera is very good, surprisingly good. See some of the samples here. A large sensor, 1/1.56 inches, 50 megapixels with OIS is right up with expectations for the price. The sheer number of camera modes in the interface is a little overwhelming, but hey, there's plenty of creative choice. Plus an ultra-wide, no telephoto despite the third mock camera, which is actually a time of flight sensor, though 2 times lossless on the main camera works surprisingly well. New for the Gen 6 and enhanced here, the right-hand side yellow switch button operates by default the gimmicky Moments overlay that hides your usual Android launcher to stop you getting distracted by, for example, social apps, except that it's just an overlay and the Android launcher flashes up briefly every single time, which is just annoying. It's a silly idea. As I ranted about in a previous video, just learn to customize the main home screens better and exercise more bloomin' self-control. Happily, there are now a dozen functions that can be assigned to this switch, from which I chose the simple Do Not Disturb. Bit like the old iPhone and OnePlus mute switch then, really. New for the 6 Plus, but also coming to the 6 and an update, is the Fairphone written gallery app that does exactly what you'd expect. A photos and videos browser that doesn't connect to the cloud at all. Okay, that's nice and private. But surely Google Photos, which is also pre-installed on this device, is backing everything up in the background anyway. Plus Google Photos does way more in terms of editing, so why not just use Google Photos? I do not see the point of gallery whatsoever. You don't gain anything at all. The last Fairphone I reviewed was the 5 back in 2023, and in terms of modularity and access, I think I actually preferred it. You could swap the battery in the 5 in about 5 seconds, so it was genuinely possible to carry a spare in a pocket and just swap it in. Although specs and design have changed, my conclusion remains the same. If you buy a Fairphone, it's to support their mission and the planet in general, and to be in it for the long haul in a world where you can repair your phone yourself for years. Fairphone offers a 5-year hardware warranty, which is amazing, and also vows to have the 12 main user repairable parts available until 2033. So it's best not to compare value for money, spec for spec, with the close-minded, potentially eco-exploitative competition. Fairphone remains a totally different proposition at every level. The 6 Plus is nowhere near the best phone out there, but it's still pretty darn good, and you're helping 1, the planet, 2, those working in the tungsten, gold and cobalt supply chain, and 3, even your own wallet, by repairing it yourself for year after year after year.